Hello, everybody. I am going to do a couple checks to see if I'm live in Facebook real quick and on YouTube. And thank you guys so much for joining me tonight for our cooking demo, our satisfying salads cooking demo. So I'm just checking to see if I'm live. It doesn't look like I'm live in the Facebook group yet, but I know that I'm live on YouTube. Okay, so I'm live on YouTube. That's great. All right, so let's get started. So those of you that don't know me, my name is Maggie. I'm a registered dietitian, a culinary nutritionist. I have a fly right now in my kitchen, of course. I live in Florida, so that happens sometimes. But I am a PCOS dietitian and a culinary nutritionist, and I also have PCOS myself. So my main goal is to help eliminate the stress around figuring out what to eat for PCOS. So tonight I wanted to show you a satisfying salad. So salads are, we know that they're good for us, but sometimes they're just not that tasty and we don't want to eat them. So I wanted to kind of go over one of my favorite pasta salads that I like to make that's full of fiber and protein and veggies and full of antioxidants. And if I can screen share, I'm new to using StreamYard. I'm going to screen share a kind of like anatomy of making a healthy pasta salad, as well as anatomy of a dressing. So one of the big components of a salad is going to be the vinaigrette, the dressing that you utilize. So I'm going to show you a couple dressing options. And if you're part of my newsletter, or if you want to join, if you're in the Facebook community, you can put a comment in the Facebook community. If you're watching on YouTube, I will be putting a link later about how you can get this. But if you're on my email list, you can go to bebalancednutritionrd.com, and everybody on my email list will be getting an ebook of recipes, 5 different satisfying salads, as well as a bunch of dressing recipes as well. So I want to show you what I have today. You can probably hear my daughter in the background. So I'm going to be making a Mediterranean couscous salad. So I've got some couscous that I just cooked up. I've got some chicken, pre-bought, pre-cooked rotisserie style chicken. So that's an easy thing to do. I've got tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, some artichokes, feta, scallions, mint, and parsley. So this is a really simple salad, something that you can easily make for the week, for like a lunch or dinner, either way. So let's get started, and we'll kind of talk about the different ingredients. Now that I showed you all my ingredients, I'm going to move everything off to the side. All right. So one of the keys to making a healthy pasta salad is starting off with the right kind of base. So you're going to want to start off with a whole grain pasta or a legume-based pasta, or even a white-based pasta. That's totally fine, like a white flour-based pasta, regular semolina pasta. I'm using a semolina couscous because I really enjoy that. If I could have gotten a whole wheat couscous, I would have gotten that too. The reason why we want like a whole wheat pasta or the legume-based pasta is it provides more fiber and protein. I love couscous for like quick meal prep salads or quick dinners during the weeknight, because this took me like 5 minutes to make. So we want to make sure we're using like a nice high quality complex carbohydrate as the base of the salad. You could also do like a grain base, a different grain base, like a farro or a quinoa. And you could also add in more greens to the salad. I had some kale that I was going to add in potentially. I didn't get time to chop it up. One tip with the base for a healthy pasta salad is if you're using, make sure you're cooking it al dente. And then if you're using regular white pasta, if you cook it and cool it down, it forms resistant starch around the outside, which actually can help lower the glycemic index of it. So that's a tip on if your family really doesn't like a whole grain pasta. But I do find that whole grain pastas do better in pasta salad, especially when they like soak up a dressing as well. So the next step in building like a healthy pasta salad for PCOS is we want to make sure we're getting enough protein in. So I've got some pre-shredded rotisserie chicken. I bought this at Aldi's. I love this. It's already seasoned. So all I'm going to do is put in about 2 cups of this chicken. So you could just buy your own rotisserie chicken. You could buy pre-cooked chicken at the store. Whatever you like to have is like your pre-cooked protein. You could also do like tuna, canned salmon as well. Looks like about 2 cups to me. And protein's really essential. Let me grab a rag. Protein's really essential for helping you keep full and satisfied and keeping those blood sugars stable. So next we're going to start adding in the fiber, because fiber is one of those key things that really can help improve your PCOS. It helps improve your gut health. It can help lower inflammation. It helps with insulin resistance. So, and sometimes it's difficult to get in. It's hard to get that recommended 30 to 35 grams of fiber. So salads, unsurprisingly, are a great way to get them in, but we want to add in, fiber-rich vegetables that you really enjoy. So actually, I was going to talk about, before I move on to the fiber, I wanted to talk about plant-based proteins too. So in the pasta salad, we could do chicken, we could do shrimp, diced ham, but you could also do plant-based proteins like chickpeas and tofu, tempeh, edamame. Those are also great options as well. I think chickpeas would be awesome in this recipe. So fruits and veggies, we of course want to add them for texture and color, and then all the nutrients that they provide. So I've got a cup of cherry tomatoes. Then I've got a cup of cucumbers and about a half a cup, actually it's probably like more than that, of red bell peppers as well. It's like a half of a really large red bell pepper. And if I wasn't trying to do the exact measurements for you guys, I probably would have just given the whole thing in there. Next, one of my favorite vegetables to add into pasta salads, regular salads, omelets, anything that I could think of usually is artichokes. I love them because I can keep them in the pantry. They're like one of my pantry staples, and they're super high in fiber. So so this is about a cup of artichokes. Mine were marinated artichokes, so they already have some good flavor in there. Next, we want to start adding in some herbs and seasonings to really enhance the flavor. And this allows you to use less salt in your meal, which is great for overall health. So one of the things that I love using is scallions. I just love the flavor of it. I love that onion garlic kind of flavor. When in doubt, I just add scallions to things and it makes it better. So some other flavor enhancers, I'm going to add fresh mint. The recipe that I'll be emailing everybody does not call for that, but I thought that would really tie in all the Mediterranean styling ingredients. And then also parsley, fresh parsley. And if I might go back and add even more of these, because think of parsley and basil and cilantro and mint, not just as garnishes, but actual ingredients. They have vitamins and minerals and phytochemicals and antioxidants. So we should try using them a little bit more instead of just like a little sprinkle on top. The next is going to be some feta cheese. So part of that flavor enhancing thing is we want to make sure we add something rich and satisfying. I like adding cheese or nuts, seeds, walnuts, plus sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. We're going to be adding some healthy fats with the dressing that we're going to make in a second. But I just love cheese. So I add a little bit of feta cheese to my salads. So we're going to add that on top. Okay. Now let's make a really quick dressing. This is a super simple one. And then I'm going to show you how to make a different type of dressing too. We'll kind of go over the anatomy of a salad dressing as well. I'm just going to pull up so I can see my recipe while we're doing this. So if you're on with Facebook or on YouTube, go ahead and write some comments. And if you have any questions, if you're wondering why I added stuff, if you could substitute or add something else, I'm happy to go back and answer those questions for you. And if you're on StreamYard with me, you can type in the comments and I can answer them live, which I really love. So you're more than welcome to post a question or a comment, and I'm happy to answer them. Okay, so let's make a homemade vinaigrette. Super, super easy. I always make them in a jar because I just like to shake. But you can also make it in a bowl. This also is great when you're making like a large amount and you want to store it in the refrigerator for the week. So I'm going to start off with extra virgin olive oil because it is an anti-inflammatory fat. It tastes delicious. I really like it. You could use another oil if you prefer, but this one will go well with the flavors that we have going on in this salad. So a 1/4 cup of the olive oil. And then I'm going to add in the vinegar. So I'm going to add in some red wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons of that. So this is going to be the acid. So usually we need like a fat, and then we need an emulsifier, fat emulsifier, which is the olive oil. We have the vinegar, and then we're going to add in, sorry, I misspoke. We have the fat, we have the acid, and then we have the emulsifier, which is, for this one, we're going to use a little bit of Dijon mustard. So I'm going to do a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. And if you're not a fan of mustard, like I'm not a fan of mustard, but you actually can't really taste it. It doesn't have a strong taste in the dressings. Then we're going to do a clove of garlic. And for that, I like to use my microplane. It's one of my favorite kitchen tools. It's probably only like, I don't know, $15 or $20. I've had it for years. And I just like to kind of grate my garlic into it. This is great when you're making dressings if you want the garlic to be really fine in a paste. You don't have like big chunks of garlic. The other option would be to take the garlic clove, smash it, and then pop it into your dressing and let it sit for like 10 minutes or so, and then pull it out before you serve it, because it will infuse the oil with the garlic flavor without having, like, it won't be a super garlicky flavor on the dressing. So let's see. Then I'm going to do a little bit of oregano. And oregano is a great antioxidant, even when used dried. So a teaspoon of oregano. And then we're going to do salt and pepper, because we need to make sure that all of our fruits and veggies and grains and protein are nicely seasoned. Okay. So then I just put the lid on. Okay, perfect. Now I'm just going to taste it to see if it's still, that's delicious. Ooh, the garlic is strong. That was a big clove of garlic, but that's going to be really good on this. So then I'm going to drizzle the dressing on top of the salad. This makes like a great presentation if you're having a party, potluck, barbecue, something like that. Like, it looks fantastic, right? And we didn't really do much besides chop up some vegetables. So now I'm just going to toss everything together. And a couple tips for this is like a meal prep, because this would be a great lunch to meal prep. When I cut up my cucumbers, I generally use the English cucumber because I just prefer that, the taste and the thinner skin. But when I went to the grocery store, they didn't have those. So my order didn't have it. So I got like a regular cucumber. So what I did is I actually took out the seeds in the center of the cucumber. So it's not going to be as watery. And that way this is going to last a lot longer in the fridge. So there we go. That looks beautiful. Okay. Okay, so let me just check. See if there's a comment. I'm going to check Facebook real quick and see if there's any comments there. I saw some people were watching. Okay. All right, awesome. So I'm going to move some things over and let's talk about the anatomy of a vinaigrette. So that's what some of the magic can happen when you have like a salad. You will be amazed by how delicious like a homemade vinaigrette can be. Just tonight, I made like a maple mustard one. Basically, it's a maple syrup, mustard, thyme, and olive oil, and I put it on salmon. But that could also be used on a salad, on chicken, whatever you like. So, like I was talking about with the previous vinaigrette, I'm gonna, I wonder if I can share my screen. Let me see if I can. Share my screen. Let's give this a try and see if it works. Okay, so we got the anatomy of a vinaigrette. So first, we're going to start with the fat or the emulsifier. I'm just going to come back to, okay, awesome. And that's going to be either like olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, tahini. Then you're going to have your acid. So that could be lemon juice, balsamic vinegar, red wine vinegar. Then you want to add in some seasonings. So curry powder, salt, pepper, cumin, garlic powder, thyme, oregano like we used, and any kind of flavor boosters too. So garlic cloves, fresh dill, maple syrup. That's kind of like the layer of it. So if you are part of my email list, you'll be getting I can show you guys real quick. I'll share my screen again. You'll be getting an ebook with 5 different satisfying salads for PCOS that kind of show you how to build in the protein, the healthy fats, the fiber, and you're going to be getting all these salad dressing recipes and dip recipes as well. So we have a tahini curry, a Mediterranean, maple mustard, a vegan Caesar dressing, and a lemon dill dressing. So I'm going to go ahead and make that Mediterranean dressing because I think it's a little different and fun and really, really tasty. So let me grab my ingredients. I'm going to be utilizing, so I'm going to have hummus. So I'm just using prepared hummus, some olive oil, vinegar, and I'm going to use a white balsamic for this because it's kind of like a neutral for me. A little bit of cumin and tahini. And then I might add a little salt and pepper at the end, so we'll see. So let me point you guys down so you can see. So I got a little bowl. I'm going to start off with a 1/2 cup of just prepared hummus. Then I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to do 1/3 cup of balsamic vinegar. And this is just a white balsamic, so it has more of a mellow taste than traditional balsamic vinegar. Then I'm going to add in a little bit of cumin, a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm going to just put in my hand and measure that way. And then 2 tablespoons of tahini. So tahini is sesame seed paste. So it's just ground sesames. They actually utilize it in hummus. I really love adding it to salad dressings. I actually made brownies last week and added it to the brownies as well, and it was delicious. So it's also really good with chocolate. Okay, so now we've got everything inside. So we're going to stir this well. We could put it in a jar and shake it. If I had a little whisk, I think that would be perfect for right now. Let's stir it well. So this is like a nice thick and creamy dressing. This would be great on a salad made with like cabbage, or kale would also be really good. Just like a hearty green for a creamier dressing. You could also drizzle this over like a wrap, or you can even use it as a dip because it's pretty creamy. So I'm going to show you that. So now you have this nice creamy sauce that could be used to dip vegetables. It could be used as the salad dressing. It could be used in a variety of ways, basically. And it would keep in the fridge for a couple days. So making a homemade salad dressing doesn't take that much, doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take that many ingredients. It's probably a lot of things you might already have in your kitchen, or maybe when you're starting to make some changes in your eating patterns, you might have some olive oil, or you might already have some tahini. But yeah, I wanted to showcase a few different recipes and kind of go over that anatomy of how to make that healthy pasta salad for PCOS, and then how to make a dressing or a vinaigrette. So I hope you guys liked this. Now remember, I will be emailing out all the recipes tomorrow morning. So if you're not on my email list yet, you can sign up at bebalancednutritionrd.com. And that way you can get all the recipes. If not, you could always contact me through the Facebook group or on Instagram, and I'm happy to send them to you. But keep a lookout for the next month's cooking demo. I'm going to be doing one, I think actually in a couple weeks, on fertility fueling recipes. So yeah, thank you guys so much. And if you need continued help with making PCOS friendly meals, and if you're confused and frustrated about what to eat for PCOS, check out the PCOS Meal Prep membership, where every week we have live meal prep sessions where we cook together to help set you up for success for the week. You also get a weekly meal plan that's created by me, a community, and access to the PCOS kitchen cooking course that really demystifies what to eat for PCOS and how to cook it. All right, I will see you guys in a few weeks. Bye.